God uses bad relationships to strengthen you to become extremely anointed. So, people who have a strong calling on their lives will often have connections to people who are extremely evil or falsely accusing them and attacking them and betraying them in order to reveal how the enemy operates in them to then later use in their own ministry to teach and warn others of how toxic, demonic people operate and to then walk in an extreme anointing of the Lord. Personal experience with horrible situations and evil people is extremely hard to endure, but ultimately gives you insight that is extremely invaluable. There is a high cost of suffering to being anointed by the Lord. David was connected to help Saul defeat Goliath and play his harp to lessen Saul's demonic torment, but later Saul became threatened by David, who then tried to kill David for around 15 years. Finally, David was anointed king of Israel for 40 years. God connected Hosea to his wife Gomer, who cheated on him 3 times, and he still pursued her to buy her back. The book of Hosea symbolizes the Israelites turning to other gods, the separation of their nation from the one true God, the subsequent disastrous results, and then the eventual reconciliation. Hosea's life and ministry serve not only as prophecy for Israel at the time, but as a reminder today about the consequences of choice, the power of forgiveness, and the importance of virtue. Joseph was connected to Egyptians as he was sold by his jealous brothers to become a slave. But eventually, he worked his way up in Potiphar's house as he was diligent and obeyed God. But then Potiphar's wife tried to have sex with him and lied about him, and he was put in jail for years. Then he was finally used to interpret a dream for Pharaoh about the coming famine and needing to store up food for 7 years in advance, was placed then into number 2 in command over all of Egypt. He ultimately helped his own family, whose brothers betrayed him, to be saved from the famine. Elijah was connected to Jezebel and Ahab to ultimately confront them for their evil ways and killing the prophets. Then Elijah conducted a showdown on Mount Carmel with the prophets of Baal to prove who the real God was, and he won by calling fire down from the sky to burn up his offering and theirs. Then he killed all the prophets of Jezebel, but then ran for his life when Jezebel threatened to kill him. I personally learned about how the spirit of Jezebel and Leviathan operated in people through an ex-wife, through pastors, bosses, church leaders. That was extremely painful, but now I've been used by God to help thousands around the world to get healed from their soul wounds, be delivered from their demonic spirits. I was also connected to a woman who pretended to be a godly woman, turned out to be a witch, and then learned a great deal about how witches operate in the church and how they harm other people. So understand that the most anointed people of God all had to endure extremely toxic and demonic people and horrible circumstances in their lives, but eventually overcame them and were used greatly by the Lord. All right, so I have a book called Freedom from Soul Wounds and Demons. It's been helping thousands of people around the world to get healed from their hurts and wounds and be delivered from their demonic spirits. That book's called Freedom from Soul Wounds and Demons. It's currently a bestseller on Amazon, and it's currently available in paperback, Kindle, and Audible. Thanks.